Hello, everyone. Um, it's that time of the week again where we do a little bit of technical analysis and where the market is and how it's behaving, stuff like that. Last time when we talked, and even before that, during our webinar, I said that since we are near all-time high, and especially the 400 solid number on the SPY and everywhere else pretty much, we can expect at least SPY to consolidate in this area a little bit. And we established a range from what were seeing middle of the February that it's going to be between 385 and about 395, 398. And since then, it's been trading in range, and then it broke down, and then it came up again, went almost all the way to like 398, came back down, and then somewhere around here I did that last technical analysis video, and I said that since we are near 50 SMA as well as around 385, we should see a bounce. If it breaks below that, then it could drop down again to 375, which it didn't. Which it did, like very quickly, but then it reclaimed that 50 SMA level rather right away, and then last Friday just went up from there 6 points. It traded pretty much down and sideways for a little bit, but towards the end it just rocketed up, and now it's sitting at 395, about 396 almost. So as I always say, there is no way anybody can predict the market or know what's going to happen. But if you put a gun to my head and ask me right now, like, what do you think is going to happen? Then I would say we might be able to see a little bit of bounce on Monday morning if the futures are up to 395, 398 area, and then we might see another pullback after that. And main reason for that is because there is no positive global catalyst, that like market moving catalyst, as I always say, as of right now. Stimulus is all gone. Stimulus news is all old now, already priced in. Election is over. Pandemic is almost towards the last leg. So there is no major events that's going on. One thing that I could see is that Suez Canal blockage that's happening right now, and it affects some of the goods market and oil, but we shall see. As of right now, there are about 300 plus ships backed up over there, and there is no movement. So it could potentially work as a positive catalyst, but I don't know just now. What I'm gonna see here is that we might see a pull leg up in the Monday morning, maybe Monday, even going into Tuesday, we might see positive movement, and then it will die down. Is what I'm thinking, because we're gonna have a short week this week, and people will be going on taking vacations, selling stuff, booking profit and whatnot on most likely starting Wednesday and Thursday. But so if you're in a position, if you have open position and if you're in profit, then I would suggest that um, that we are gonna have the same strategy as we have been having past couple of weeks. You get in, um, book to 20, 30% profit and just get out. That's the best strategy right now until we see a breakout above 400 level, because this consolidation, nobody know how long it will continue from here on. But um, it could last, and with option being time sensitive, it can drain your option premium pretty fast if there are no moments. But overall trend in the market is still up. There is no sign of weakness. There is no sign of sell-off or recession or whatever. So that's where SPY stands right now. Let's look at NASDAQ. NASDAQ is tech heavy. And again, when we talked last, I said that we can see consolidation happening in between this 12,750 and about 13,000, 13,150, around that area, or even 13,300. And that's exactly what happened. It touched that, came back down, went up again, came back down, and going up again. So markets like NASDAQ, SPY, they're in the consolidation phase. SPY, the the difference from from all-time high is not that big compared to Nasdaq, but it's still the pattern is still the similar sideways consolidation. So this we can see another movement going up about 13,150 or 13,300 area, and then another pullback. It might just consolidate here for a little bit before breaking above 13,300 area. If it does that, then we can definitely see about 13, 1600, 600 here. But let's see how that plays out. But as of right now, from what I'm seeing, I think we're going to have another week full of consolidation and sideways moments, unless we get some like super positive news or big money start stepping in again. Let's see, Q&A is identical to NASDAQ. Like very little difference, and it's basically, it makes sense because QQQ is basically all tech stocks, and NASDAQ is tech heavy. So it totally makes sense that they are following the same patterns. Now let's look at some of the big names that we have been trading and some of the names that we have positions open in. Let's start with TTD. We opened a position on this one on Thursday, I believe. And the reason I opened it is because it's right here at the 200 SMA. And 200 SMA, as you know, is average of last 200 days. So it provides, the bigger the time frame, the solid and more trustworthy the indicator is. So 200 SMA is more trustworthy as support and harder to break compared to 100 SMA or 50 SMA. So it was a solid support here, and it has been support area before as well as breakout area here. It broke out of that area and then just skyrocketed from there. So that was my reasoning for entering into TTD. This is the upper trend line where it's been facing pretty solid resistance. So that was the reason I chose 720 as my strike price. So this tells you like why I took position in it and why I chose the strike price I did. Usually it's not so clear, but there are examples like this where it's very easy to see. And once you start seeing this pattern, you're not going to be able to do it right away most of the time, but with experience, you will be able to do it. I've been doing it for quite some time now, about 8 years. So it's I looked at it and I was like, okay, this makes sense. And then I just entered it right away. Even though market was going down at that point, I did not care. Why? Because I had pretty solid reason and technical analysis was on my side. So I decided to enter it. Now let's see how it pans out this week, but I'm not going to wait for it to reach to 720. 700, and I will easily be in money at that point, and I will book 20-30% profit, like I said, and get out. So that was that. FB, again, I entered FB. We have been in FB since Wednesday, and so this downturn here, and the reason I entered it is because this was a solid support area right here. Let's see, boom. So when it reached to about 280, I decided to enter it because I believed that it could bounce back from here. And my stop losses were below this downtrending trend line, upper trend line of this triangle. So that's my stop loss point. And it did go down. It did broke that support level, but it never reached that area where I would stop out. So I'm still in the position. And then on Friday, it bounced back up, touched the 283, which is a support line, which now is a resistance instead of support. So if it breaks above that, it will easily go at least 390 plus in this coming week, most likely Monday, Tuesday, before it comes back down again and might form another channel. But as of right now, that was my reasoning, and it's holding pretty well. So when the market is trading sideways and it's difficult to trade in, what you need to look for is the pattern like this. And it's not 100% guaranteed that it will work out, but what you will have is probability on your side if you take positions like this rather than just getting into some random name because it's down 50-60% from its high. Like I always say, if it's down that much, there is a reason for it to down there's a reason for it to be down that much. So don't catch falling knife. So that was my reasoning for FB. Let's see, Baidu. I got into Baidu again, like around 390. And the reason, can you see the reason? It's because this is a solid support area for Baidu to get in. So I got in at 390 on the equity side. The reason, again, was because, and 370 was about like my stop loss, 100-day SMA. And the reason I got into Baidu is because not only is so much down, but it doesn't have that big of a negative news that I can find for it to be down that much. So that's why I decided to got in, and we are almost, it's at 208. And I think after hour it went to 208. It's at 208 right now. And we're already up $18 from our entry point. Again, technical analysis, getting near the support area, getting near the simple moving averages area. These are the things you need to do when you're making a decision if you want to enter the position or not. And it's very, very important. Now, for me, my account is bigger, so I can enter in all of this position. For you, if your account is smaller, you need to decide which pattern works for you and which pattern you need to enter in, which pattern you need to follow. What works for you might not work for, what works for me might not work for you. So my job here is to provide you with these tools and equip you with this tool so you can make informed decision. And that's what I've been trying to do. Now let's look at the Roku downtrending channel, as we have discussed, and somewhere here I made the technical analysis video and said that, okay, 100 SMA is right here. It could provide a good support, but it didn't. And it broke below that support area rather quickly and dropped so much, 320, and then it dropped, which was a solid support before. It broke that, and now it's about at 299 and closed around 306 area here. So it's still around the support area, but let's just say it's still in this downtrending channel. So I'm gonna just extend this channel here. Now, if it can break above 320 in this coming week, I can see it going down to 270 area, and that will be my buy point. That's when I will enter Roku on the equity side as well as on the option sides for the long term. But I'm just gonna wait it out. I'm in no rush to enter in Roku, and we haven't opened position in it for like last 2 weeks or something. So I'm paying attention to it, but I'm gonna avoid it for now. Let's look at Shop. Again, Shop went up and then it's been trading sideways. This is the range it's been trading trading for last couple of weeks or so. And then the Thursday broke down, bounced a little bit from 200-day SMA, and then it broke below that. And when it broke below that, it went all the way down to 1,000. And that's the area, solid number and all that. You already know, I don't need to repeat myself again. But when it reached there and it started like going up here, I entered it. And the reason is because shop, as we all know, is known to bounce off of solid support areas and respect the levels and all that. So that's my reasoning to enter it in here. If it breaks below 1,000, I will be out. But it's at 1,065. Like it touched it and then boom, it skyrocketed from there, turned green, and stayed green until the close. Solid bullish signal. If you ask me, if it can reclaim 1,100 area up here, then we can see it going back to 11, about 80 in coming weeks. So let's see what happens. My money is that it will reclaim the 1,100 area if the market supports it, obviously, and then it will start bouncing back in this area again. Google. I love this stock. The patterns, we discussed about this in the last week's technical analysis video. It's still holding. Everything is selling. But Google, it would go down to 2,000 and then just come back right up. So see how many times it has gone down to that level and bounced back up again. 1, 2, that's almost 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It has touched 2,000 level 9 times and since about February, 23rd February. Solid support. And a lot of buy interest at that level. 50 SMA is right at that level. So I'm still in Google. I have no reason to not be until it breaks down. If it breaks down, then it can go to like 1920 area, which is it used to be resistance area, and now it should provide a support area here. And I'll be out way before that. I'm not gonna wait until it goes to 920, but my money is that if market is green, then we can see it go back down to 2080, even 2100 area rather quickly. So let's see what happens, but I'm loving this chart. Like it's absolutely beautiful. Netflix. Downtrending channel, but we bought it. We got into it around support level of like about 500, solid number support level. It bounced off of that. Look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like solid support at 495. Nothing to worry about. If it continues to go up and it already reclaimed the 200 SMA, if it can reclaim 100-day SMA, then we can see it go to like 520 or even about here. Yeah, 520, 530 area rather quickly. So let's see what happens. And if it can break above this downtrending channel, then we can see another uptrending channel from there on. But TBD, the only reason I got in because it was near this solid support area. Otherwise, I'm not that big of a fan of downtrending channel. But it's below the midline and near the solid support gave me a reason to get in. Twilio, same thing, downtrending channel near solid support. We are not in it right now, but I might get in again. So let's see what happens. It broke below the 100-day SMA, and that was the end of our last calls. There was no reclaiming that level again after that, but here we might get another opportunity. So let's see what happens. I'm gonna just extend this channel and see what happens. Snap, same thing. It broke below the 100-day SMA and this uptrending trend line, and that was it. That was the end of that trade. It never bounced back, but 48 again, super strong support level. It's right there. Let's see if it can reclaim the 100-day SMA. If it does, then I will look to enter in it again. Uh, But let's see what happens. And I'm not in any rush to get in. Booking.com. We had really great trade uh, in it on Friday. And the reason I entered it in the first place was this bullish engulfing bar here and strengthen it. And it's also in the consolidation phase. So once it makes that big move, it continues to make it until it get to that and then comes back down. Um, I entered in it on Friday because it broke above this level right here, 2288. And when it did, I entered the first time and then it sold off from there. And then when it reclaimed it again, I got in again. And now the calls are in the money again. So we're in a solid position in this one. If we get another green opening on Monday, this call went from 27 to 51 right now. I will look to sell in the gap up on Monday morning, probably about 60. I still have like 1/4 of my position left. If we see a pullback, then around 2220 area, I will look to re-enter in that position again. Billy, this one we entered, and can you tell me why we entered? Because it's near the solid support area. So I entered about, I think, 94, 95 with 110 strike price. And we have quite a bit of time. So I'm not really worried about it. We should reclaim. And when Billy move, it moves. So not too worried about it until it breaks the support level. SQ, another downtrending channel. We're not in it just yet. I'm still waiting for it to either reclaim the 100-day SMA or come back down to this area, and then get in again and see what happens. But this is the solid support area. It has been tested 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. About 8 times as a support and a couple of times as a resistance. And once it broke below it, it didn't break below that area for quite some time. So if we can get in around that area, that will be a perfect entry for that one. Amazon, again, I'm not a big fan of Amazon right now because the way it has been trading like sideways and all over the place does not give me good feeling when I enter in the Amazon. But I still love the stock, so I'm in it, and let's see how that plays out. And I bought it near the support level, and it has worked pretty good so far. So if it can break above, it's at like 3052. So if it can break above 3082 area, which is like right here, like about 3082 to 3090 area, then we can see it go to 3150 easily. So let's see what happens in that one. Tesla, another weak stock right now. It's all over the place. It's been trending in this range. It has done it before. It's doing it right now, but very unpredictable and very hard to get it right. But if you play the level, like we entered around 600 in Tesla and with 700 strike price, so about here, which is a solid support or resistance level from before. So let's see if it works out. If it can reclaim this, we can easily see. If it can reclaim 670 area, then we can see it go to 700 plus easily. So it still needs support from the market and maybe Elon Musk for that matter. So let's see what happens with that one. But that's my prediction. I wouldn't say prediction because that's a wrong word. Nobody can predict it. I would say that based on my analysis, that's where I would put my money. And Yeah, I think that should be it for now. There are like a lot more stock we can talk about, but these are some of the stocks that we have been trading and been interested in. INTC has been really good. I told you guys when we discussed here like a few days ago last week that if it can come down to about 60 area, it would be a great entry. It did come down to 60 area, like about 60.91 on Thursday, and then boom, it bounced back to 64, almost 65 the Friday. So if it can come back down to that area again, it might be a good entry. Neo, same thing. It's near this support area right here. That's where it bounced back from earlier. But this is the solid resistance for it. So watch that. If it break above that, then we can see 45, 46 coming. So it needs to go get over 40 first. Apple been trading sideways, but it's maintaining this 120 level pretty solidly, if you can see, and it's been bouncing off of that quite a bit. So if you want to get in on the equity side, I would say 120, take a half position, and then if it pulls down to about 160, 115, then you can enter it. I'm already in it on equity side from 116 when it reached to that one before, like 160.50, I think is my average, 160.52. So that would be a good, but for me, it's a long-term play. So if it goes down, I'm going to keep on averaging down. If it goes up, then I might add near the solid level. So if it comes down to like about 120, 170 in area, then I'm going to add it, obviously. SPI, another one we are in. I just love this stock. It's been trading sideways, bounced off of $6, 200-day SMA. I added to my position, and I will sell my entire position when it goes back down to about like $9, about right here. And then I'm just gonna keep on doing that over and over again. This is my fourth time trading it. So FTNT, solid uptrend channel. Again, 50 SMA was a great point to enter, and then boom, it bounced back up on Friday. So let's see what happens. If it gives another opportunity to enter this week, like towards the end of this week, then I might consider that. And that will be it. And if you guys can see, let me change. I will go to like QQQ or SPY or whatever. I got lots of messages like, why are you not buying puts? Like, market is so weak. Why are you not buying puts? It's because market is weak, yes, but it's trading in range. Like, it goes down and then it comes back up again, and it goes down and comes back up again. And when it breaks above the support level, it just booms rocket off. And it's very hard to time market when it's doing that. And a lot of time, like, look at it. If you Yes, you could buy puts in this downturn, you could buy put in this downturn, you could buy put in this downturn or this downturn. The thing is, it's very hard to time it. Like, it's very hard to time it right, because, and mainly because we're we're not in a bearish market. I prefer to buy puts and go all in on puts when it's in bearish market, because I don't like to take that added risk. I would rather have 3 or 4 of my calls filled than change my point of view in that perspective, because it just doesn't make sense. And when you're not confident in the position you're taking, then it's very easy for you to shake out, and it just makes your trading harder. And I don't like to buy puts and bet against the market trend that I'm seeing when I don't have any reason to. Like, sure, I could have done it, but it could just bounce back up. Again, same, I could have done it, but it just bounced right back up. And if I'm being honest, like, yes, there is a money to make on the both side, and you could do it. I have done it before multiple times, but it's not peace of mind trading. It's not a sniper trading. It's like you're getting in, getting out, getting into, getting out for like 20, 50 cents. And then that's the end of it. Um, but if this trend continues, like if it starts trading sideways and start breaking this 100-day SMA like few more times, then I will change my stance and be like, okay, now because it's showing me that it could go sideways for a longer time or go to come back down, I could buy puts, and that's when I will consider both sides. But as of right now, this nasty moves at the end are friends of you, like as a bullish trader or calls buyer. But we'll see what this week brings. Short week, so expect a lot of volatility. But let's see what happens. We'll take it as it comes, and we'll make money and take quality setups and trade like we always do. All right, that's the end of this. Thank you for watching it.